needed McHale and Parrish. Michael needed Scotty and Rodman. And Isaiah needed Lambeer and Dumars and the great Chuck Daly. Everybody's always known that. Except there's always a couple of guys in the NBA. Carmelo Anthony, Derrick Rose, and currently Jimmy Butler that don't. They want to be like Mike instead of be like the Golden State Warriors and play well with others. Jimmy Butler now went into practice, been holding out with the Timberwolves yesterday. He ripped the GM. He ripped teammates. He went crazy town. I called a source last night in the NBA that's as good a source as this league has. He told me 2 years ago, Jimmy Butler, who blew up yesterday with his team and wants out from Karl Anthony Towns, wants out from Andrew Wiggins. Really good B-plus NBA players. Cat maybe an A-minus. He wants away. He wants his own team. He wants to go to Brooklyn and be the man. And my source told me last night, 2 years ago when he was in the Olympics, he didn't fit. Players didn't like him. He was the least talented guy, finished that Olympic experience with a worse field goal percentage. Kyrie Irving was there. Boogie Cousins was there. Guys that have egos. And Jimmy's was the biggest. And he didn't play well with others. Jimmy, you want to be like Mike. Be like the Warriors. Sacrifice shots and ego to be part of a great community. Be like Chris Paul, James Harden. Be willing to give the other guy shots. Elevate the community over yourself. I love the NBA, and the great ones always figure it out. They need help. Phil Jackson sat Michael Jordan down and said, you want to beat the Celtics? Pass. Be a better teammate. Michael listened, and Michael became a legend. LeBron James, I want to play with Chris Bosh and D. Wade. Kevin Durant, I want to play with Curry, Clay. There's always a couple of guys in the NBA that still want to be like Mike. And what you want to be like in 2018 is the Golden State Warriors. Play well with others. Jimmy Butler, after practice yesterday, explaining his uncalled for outburst to his teammates, his coach, his GM at practice.
I was honest. Was I brutally honest? Yes. But I think that that's the problem. Everybody's so scared to be honest with one another. If you didn't like the way that I handled myself in practice, one of the players come up to me. Somebody say something. Anybody. I'm not going to take it offense. It's not personal. And that's all I was out there doing was competing, playing hard, doing what I'm supposed to do on the basketball court. I just want everybody to be happy. I want to win. I'm sorry if I go about it the wrong way. I really do apologize.
No, you weren't doing that. You were separating yourself from others. You didn't want to be part of a community. You see yourself here and everybody else below you. And that's why you'll probably end up wasting years, ask Carmelo, wasting your talent, ask Derrick Rose. I'll always defend the great player who joins other great players because his message is, it's about us, not about me. Hopefully Jimmy Butler learns. I want to segue to this. Tonight, the New York Giants and the Philadelphia Eagles on Fox. That's the network I am currently paid by. But I'd watch anyway. So, the Giants play the Eagles. Talk about must-win for both teams. Michael Strahan, one of the great players and a teammate of mine here, was talking about Odell Beckham, who came out earlier this week and with an interview with a lady named Jelena Anderson, kind of critical of Eli Manning. And Michael Strahan said, I think Odell's definitely a leader. Eli's never been the guy who's going to be a vocal guy. But there are still a lot of, maturity parts that have to happen on Odell's part. And Michael said, basically, you got to be careful what you say about and who you talk about because, you start speaking for the room. And even if you are a good guy and a good leader, it may not necessarily play well. In other words, Michael Strahan was basically saying, there's certain things you don't want to talk about publicly. And that's where I bristle. And I'm hearing this from everybody. Great players like Michael, media people, former players, current players. Whenever I hear this phrase, you cannot say blank publicly, I always push back. When I got into this business, I was told you cannot talk about politics. The number one cable TV network in America is Fox News, built about talking politics 24/7. MSNBC, politics 24/7. CNN used to do news. They now talk politics 24/7. The most watched cable networks are all politics. You can't talk about religion. I was told that one too. That's interesting because the most provocative talk show on HBO is Bill Maher, who has built a reputation questioning, mocking, dismissing religion. That's his brand. You can talk politics, and you can talk religion, and you can question Eli Manning. At this point, Eli Manning is more myth than reality. The last 4 years, he has been a below-average quarterback. And I want everybody to think about this. Peyton Manning, let me say it slowly, the better of the two. Peyton Manning was benched for Brock Osweiler. And Eli can't be subtly questioned publicly. I got a job 30 years ago in Las Vegas as a young sportscaster. A guy said to me, never criticize Tark. I left that market, the most well-known sportscaster. My brand, the only guy that would go after Tark. When people tell me you can't say things publicly, head into that tsunami. Cable TV is dominated by politics. Bill Maher's made a very lucrative brand, very, very lucrative brand, talking religion. And you can question, if you're the face of a franchise, Eli Manning. All right, coming up next, football tonight. No football last night, so I was doing a little LeBronzo time. That's what I'm talking about. And I'll be talking about what I noticed with the Lakers and LeBron and Lonzo. And something really jumped out to me. That's coming up next. Everybody knows I wear and have discussed untucked shirts. Untucked has replaced that long, sloppy smock look you generally for years got with an untucked shirt. This is not a shirt just designed for bodies out of a magazine. Tall guy, thin guy. Short guy, wide guy, even long torso guy. The designers at Untucked have mastered the proportions that determine how a shirt falls. Perfect length. Now they have a new relaxed fit option for bigger dudes who want to look polished and refined. Go to untuckit.com, check out their winter styles that are out there right now, and then put in the code HERD, untuckit.com, code HERD, H-E-R-D, for 20% off. There are also 25 retail locations around America. So for all you guys, tall, thin, short, wide, regardless, shape, size, unsmock yourself, unslop yourself, untuck yourself. And as always, the promo code is H-E-R-D, HERD, for 20% savings. Untuckit.com. Tall, short, thin, wide, doesn't matter.